Hi, this video is about two things. Really, it's about getting started again, and then also once I get started and start making my plans, how would I go about finding and contacting a potential customer. So let's say I were to have I would lose all my money and everything, and all I would have left was like a laptop or a computer, internet connection, and a phone, and maybe a couple $100s in the bank. What would I do? And that's kind of what this video is about. And then also, at some point, it's going to be about getting customers, getting clients, because that's going to be one of the fastest ways to get up there. So the first thing I would do is I would set goals for myself. And these goals, what's really important behind this is setting the whys. And I know if you've studied goal setting or success, then this is just kind of a review, but I'm just telling you what I would do. So I would set goals, let's say $10,000 a month or $5,000 this month or whatever, and then I'd set whys behind, well, because I need an apartment because I'm homeless, or my car's a piece of crap and I need one that doesn't break down every other day, whatever. You got to have whys behind it, or else it's just going to kind of be meaningless in your brain. It's going to keep you going because there's inevitably going to be things that are going to be hard, they're going to struggle with, that are going to take a lot longer than you want, or that you're just going to fail at, it helps to keep you going and help you just go, oh, all right, whatever, I'm determined to be successful because of this, and keep moving forward. So once I have those goals, let's say $10,000 this month, say it's the first of the month, I need to set my priorities to meet those goals. So you wouldn't set going to work at McDonald's as your goal, because that wouldn't make it was one of your priorities. So one of the priorities, and you can have one if you want, you can have two or three. I mean, you don't want like 10 or 20. Get clients, market to clients. Get a client acquisition. Now you might have also build your PBN a little bit or something, or study some techniques on SEO. If you're new to SEO, keep studying SEO, because it'll help you talk about it better and talk about it more intelligently and be able to help people better as well, which comes across when you're trying to sell to people. So you want priorities. I usually try to keep it like 2 to 5 at most, maybe even 1 if you're really focused, and that's fine. Having 1 is great because it means that that's like all you're working on. And then based on that, I'll probably set like weekly actions, sort of like big picture. What do I want to accomplish this week? And then okay, whatever. And then daily actions based upon that. And I'd probably I have like a little, it's a I don't know, let me pull up my camera so I can see what you see. I have like a little notepad. It is 7 3/4 by 5 inches, and I've got about 10 or 20 of these, because these are basically my daily plans, and this helps because I can't do digital for whatever reason. I do a lot of things in digital. You can see this is OneNote, but I'll write down what I need to do for a day, and then when the day comes, or the night before, even better, I'll kind of just write my priorities in order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then in the morning I just do 1, then do 2, do 3, and if I have 7 things but I only get to 5, so be it. That's just the way it works. You just work until it gets done. And that's going to be really important to you being successful, because sometimes you're going to be in the middle of a task and you're going to be tempted to quit on the task, or say, I'll do it tomorrow, and then move on to the next one. And what you really want to do is, unless you really can't do it, just to knock it out, even if it takes all day and you plan on doing 5 other things. Okay, so let's move into how to find people. Actually, so this is not really, let's call this Google search. So you can talk to people that you run into. Just talk to them about SEO and talk about their business. I wouldn't start off talking about SEO, because business owners, a lot of them don't really know what SEO is, or they think they know what it is, but they don't. What you really want to talk is, you want to talk in their language. You want to talk about getting business and leads. Maybe not leads, because leads can mean different things in different industries. Sometimes leads are kind of a buzzword, and they get sold leads all the time, and they're crap. And so what you can talk about is growing their business, or marketing online is a little bit less. You want them to think about money in their pocket. Let me help you get a better ROI on your marketing. So they're going to understand that probably. So in Google search, I'm going to show you that in a little bit. But first, let's check out the local search. So let's say we're going to try to find people through the Google search. Where would I start? So let's go to maps. All right, so I live in Plano, which is a suburb, a very large suburb of Dallas. But you don't have to, you don't have to be near a big city. If I go here, I'm gonna look here, and you can see, Plano, McKinney, Frisco, Carrollton, Richardson. I like to target the ones that are near me, and then sometimes Dallas. Dallas is a really big city, and also when someone types in Dallas, they kind of mean, it can mean kind of the whole Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, which is a really, really big area that has a lot of people. And so, you know, it's not, if you're brand new, you know, it's probably better not to target that, but, you know, you can if you want to, if you see an opportunity and you want to hit it. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, let's say, you know, you're out over here, let's just go, let's go somewhere where there's more people. Let's check it out. St. Louis, Cincinnati. All right, let's say I live in Youngstown. All right. So let's say I live in Youngstown. I'm going to think about targeting Cleveland, but let's see how many people. Youngstown. Is that Cleveland or Pennsylvania? Or is that Ohio or Pennsylvania? I cannot tell. Ohio. Okay. See how many people there are. 65,000? Hey, that's not bad. Oh, Metro, 562. I wonder if that includes, that probably includes Cleveland. It's probably considered a suburb of Cleveland. That's fine. I mean, 56,000 people. Plano has like 250,000, so it's like kind of a city in itself. But 56,000 is, was it 56,000? 65,000. That's pretty big. I mean, that's not big, but it's not small either. You're going to be able to find a lot of things there that are, a lot of opportunities there, I think, because most people are going to probably target Cleveland. And there's a couple things that are going to work in your advantage if you do Youngstown, and there's a couple things you can work in your advantage to Cleveland. How big is Cleveland? Cleveland, Ohio. 390,000. See, even that isn't like a huge city. It's still big. I mean, that's bigger than a lot of cities. And the metro is 2 million. So yeah, that's something that you could definitely target, and people there are going to be getting targeted. If you want to go for a little bit easy pickings, but that are lower value overall, then you can go ahead and target Youngstown. A lot of the people in Youngstown might going to want to target Cleveland anyways, but you know, it doesn't hurt to try. And I would try different things. That's my point. You know, I'm not going to just target Plano or just target Dallas or just target another suburb. I'm going to find whatever. I'm just going to look around, and I'm just going to kind of spread my net wide until I find something that I think is really good, and I'm going to hit it hard, and I'm going to laser focus on that until I'm successful. Okay, so there's two real easy ways to, I guess, what you have to kind of niche selection. It helps to go ahead and do a niche selection, and this is something that you just kind of have to guess and do the best you can, but you really want something that provides somebody who, let's see, a company that a single client to them is extremely valuable. You don't want to do SEO for a burger joint because a single client to them is, let's say $5 to $10 profit, and you know they can't really, even at $500 a month, you'd have to send them 300 customers a month for it to be worth it to them. You know, and there's really not much of a chance that they could turn into a big client. And really what I'm looking for is the high-end clients. Well, if it's like a custom pool builder, you know, that could be $50,000 per customer. So if you just send them one customer a year, they're going to make money off of you. So it's just much easier to do business with those kind of people, and you know, it just makes more sense. So I try to target high-end people as much as possible. A lot of people target dentists. That's what me and Mike had done in another version of this video, where we targeted dentists in Plano. They're getting targeted a lot, so it's, you know, you expect to come against some other people. You know, chiropractors are good. There's lots of good niches out there. Hold on one second. AC repair. There's lots of niches that you can. I mean, especially in Texas, AC repair, or if you live up north, heating repair. Because that stuff can be really expensive. Solar panels. I mean, the list. I mean, here's sort of like a quick list that I looked at. You've got like general contractors. I've got specialized doctors. I like surgeons because they're much higher percent chance that it's a big sale. If you think about it, like a regular doctor, you go in and it's maybe a couple $100 just starts it. Now, if they're coming once or twice a year, that's still valuable to them, and so it's not something you can't target. Also, I'm trying to target doctors right now. And I don't know how many of them are really thinking like businesses. They're, you know, most of them probably consider themselves mostly scientists, and so they're not really looking to do marketing as much. They don't really want to have much to do with that. Now that's not completely true. I'm sure there's plenty that don't want that, so just something to keep in mind. But I want a surgeon because pretty much, you ever heard of surgery that costs less than $1,000? No. And most of them probably cost at least $5,000 to $10,000. Allergy is pretty good. I went and I got my allergies checked recently, and it cost $700. And then for me to get the allergy shots, that's like $700. That's like several $1,000s a year for 5 years. It's a 5-year commitment too. So that's a good doctor. So you can just kind of go into all the different specialties. Surgeons, a lot of people target plastic surgeons. They're going to be targeted more often, but hey, if you get it, you get it. Like flooring, anything that like home remodeling, those are really good because there's tons of different stuff that you can do in a home that's really expensive. Even like a fence, getting a brand new nice custom fence costs at least a couple $1,000s. That's really nice. Arbors, there's all sorts of different things you can go in there. So I'm gonna pick AC repair just for fun. And the other one we picked a dentist. Hold on one second. I think I'm going to go with something else. I think I'm going to do kitchen remodeling and Plano to start with, just because I know that that's a big job, and I suspect they're getting targeted a little bit less than like AC repair. AC repair is really expensive. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go kitchen remodeling TX. All right, now there's two different things you can do here. You can look and see who's bidding on the pay-per-click and see if they see if they're ranking. So I'm not going to pick any of these big companies that have like 800 numbers. What I want is, here's a local number, and a lot of times this isn't their actual website, like the company that does that they hire to do pay-per-click. This is not their actual website for whatever reason. Okay, so I think that this is their website, and did it forward to a new one? I don't think so. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got a script that will show me 4 things. Essentially what it does is I look at Ahrefs to see kind of what's going on there. I look at the age of their domain. Nice, they got a nice old domain, 2004. It does look like they've done a little bit of link building and no social media. Let's check out those links real quick. And then here's the biggest piece of the puzzle. Are they ranking, and if they were ranking, when were they ranking? Because that's the most important piece. Okay, it looks like they got crushed and they haven't ranked since. Kitchen Design Concepts, well, that's their brand. Kitchen Remodel Dallas, they're number 4. This might not be Kitchen Remodel Dallas. Yeah. Yeah, they're probably going to be overall happy, despite the fact that they might have a lot less traffic than they used to. Let's check out their... It looks like they've got like an SEO. This is crazy. I'm shocked that they're ranking. It's really like their age, and they haven't really hit it too hard. I suspect that they're trying to do the SEO themselves, and they've kind of gotten a little bit lucky. But at the same time, it's a little bit curious to me that they used to rank a lot better. A lot of times what I'd rather see is like a lot of these, so that I can say, hey, you're in a good opportunity for me to get you up there. But they're probably overall, they don't understand, and I can try to tell them, but it might be going on deaf ears, that hey, the difference in value between number 4 and number 1 is huge. It's probably about 4 times as much, maybe 5 times as much. So I think there's opportunity, not only these up here, but I'd be a little bit concerned about their links. It doesn't look like it's horrible, and they don't have millions of them, so it's probably okay. But I think I'm going to move on to more fertile ground. Let's look at somebody else. Okay. Local pros. Man. Arlington, Texas Kitchen and Bath. Okay. Shoot. The browser appears to be frozen. Hold on, let me pause it until it comes back. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, Roo. Let's see. Let's check out SEMrush. Okay, so they have. This is not really that much rankings. Maybe they jumped up. They have no rankings right now. Doing a little bit of pay-per-click. let's see. They had done a little bit of SEO, and their domain is not that old. It's not new, so that's not bad. Let's check out their anchor text real quick. Yeah, they clearly had some SEO done. They probably like just hired someone to do SEO right before Penguin 2, and then got crushed. But these people might not be the best. Might not be the best to target. They're not really in that great of a position. They're not spending a lot of money on pay-per-click. It's not the end of the world. I think that all things being equal, at some point, like I'd rather target them than that first one. But I don't think it's like a really distant call. So let's check out somebody else. Okay, so pretty steady SEO traffic. Whoa. Furniture repair Dallas. Seems to be something different. Refinishing. I don't think these are good at all because they got a bunch of #1 rankings. They're going to be happy with their SEO guy, probably. Despite the fact that they're bidding. Let's see. Services. Yeah, this is not really the same thing, and they're doing okay, so I'm not gonna mess with them. All right. So here's the other thing that we'll do. I'm gonna go to the second page. Elite home remodeling. So I'd probably pick that second one so far. 2002, so an old domain. Ooh, they got a lot of links. Doesn't mean it's the end of the world. A little bit of traffic. But it's not something they've been penalized by. They had a bump in traffic recently. Elite remodeling. Bathroom remodeling Plano. They rank okay for a lot of stuff right there. The problem with picking someone, what I really want is someone who's got like an old domain who's not done SEO before. Because I don't know. I mean, there could be arguments for either way. If someone's already done SEO and they're kind of unhappy, and you show them that there's an opportunity to do better, then you could take them from someone else. But then they've got someone else that they're going to take this to probably and say, hey, what is this guy for real? And they're going to find some way to say no, no matter how much you've got. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be the end of the world. While with someone who hasn't done SEO before, they might not be sure that there's something for them. Well, these people definitely can see some value in it. So they got a lot of second page rankings. This doesn't really count because it's their brand. Bathroom modeling Plano, that's great. They're #1. I would seriously consider targeting these people. Look at all these second page rankings. Their SEO, their anchor text profile is not that bad. Pretty much all branded anchor text. So they're in a good position. Whoever's done SEO for them has done an okay job and been pretty safe. But I think now that they need to pick up on some of these opportunities and do something good. So I would definitely consider targeting these people. Let's keep going. Rust remodeling. I love the second page. All right, let's get rid of these people. 1, 2, 3, 4, because I think that the one we just did was a much better opportunity. Okay. Oh boy. Used to rank. I suspect we're gonna see not that many links. Ooh. How old is his domain? Ooh, 1999. Oh, I'm loving this. So he hasn't really done that much SEO because it's all branded and it's not really that many. 63 domains. That's very good. Let's go to here. Let's check out. Okay. So you can see there's not, and this is a much better. Okay, this is someone I would definitely want to target. So I found somebody, and this guy's the one. This actually seemed to work a little bit better than the pay-per-click. The thing about pay-per-click is they're already putting money into it. You're just trying to kind of take that money and put it to something that makes more sense for them. With this, they might not be spending any money, and there's a little bit more convincing, but you might have a better position. So it's kind of whichever one. I don't think there's really a right way. I think both of them could work. All right, so now I'm going to stupid check it. What does that mean? So let's see. Let's say we're gonna make a point of kitchen remodel Dallas. All right. Okay. Well, yeah, it showed 11 and they're 13. Okay, that's good. What we want to do is we want to make sure. Okay. Are they targeting like Plano or anything? Home remodeling Dallas. Home remodeling Dallas. Okay, we want to make sure that they're not in these local listings. That's one thing, because it could show 12, but in actuality they're on the first page and it just didn't pick it up. So no. Bathroom remodeling. I think I already did that. Dallas remodeling. Dallas. Was it good? There's a lot of people in here and they're not in here at all. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Also, I would probably stay away from someone who has their face in there, because they already know a little bit about it. A little bit about SEO. They might already have a consultant. I didn't see it. What was he supposed to be? Dallas. Oh, I don't think it was listed on there. Okay, I think that's enough. Stupid checking. You know, you can't get it all. Let's go back to his overview. Used to rank. For whatever reason they dropped, because I can't. You know, I'm just based upon looking at these anchor texts, and I'd probably double check to see some of these and why he dropped. But I still think this is a good opportunity, because you know these are branded, and it very quickly drops. Dallas home, kitchen, bathroom on. You know, that's kind of ugh, but it's not the end of the world, because it's got a bunch of stuff in there. It does have remodeling, remodel, improvement, design, bathroom, bath. You know, that's pretty spammy. Let's take a look at these real quick. What I'm hoping is that it's gone. Remodel. Yeah. Well, this looks like a directory. Yeah, they can probably get this changed. That's good. I think this is also a directory. So they went too aggressive. Somebody told them. I think this is great. This is great. The worst things they have are just directories that most of the time they're manually done, and so you can easily. Not necessarily easily, but there's a pretty good chance that you can go in and say, hey, let me change this. You might even be able to fill out a form and have it automatically done, which is great. Not as bad as it could be. I've got a really old domain. So here, let me just show you my research. So I'm not going to do the keyword research. I don't always have to do that. Let's see. Google more. Let's see. Less traffic. Lots of bottom, first page, and second page rankings. Age 1999. Okay. Let's go ahead and go. All right. And pause. Okay, where was I? Sorry, the wife called. Had to answer. All right, so we're at 24 minutes. Okay, let's check out. Still got. I just use SEO for Chrome. It's just a shortcut. Page rank 2. I only got 7 pages indexed. I like to see like a lot of pages indexed, but page rank 2, 7. Ahrefs. Let's do. What I'm gonna do is. Lots of branded anchors. Worst links are directory links. so it can be changed. Let's see. Do you have any social media accounts? No. None. Let's search their brand. This is something that can get people a lot of times. Russell Remodeling Dallas. Russell Remodeling Dallas. Shoot, there's no like local listings with reviews or anything like that. That's strange. Okay. Especially if they're doing offline marketing, that'd be great. Conclusion. Okay, so my conclusion is great opportunity to do SEO. Full domain, pretty clean link profile, second page rankings already. I want to make sure to show the click-through rate graph that we talk about in another video, where it shows number 1 is 37% clicks, number 2 is about 17%, number 3 is about 10%. So I'm going to show him, look, even at the ones where like number 10, you know, the value between number 10 and number 1 is huge. 100 times as much, maybe. I mean, it's huge. Maybe not 100, but it's 40 at least times as much. So this is a really great opportunity because Google's already shown interest in you. You got an old domain. You've already got a little bit of page rank. I think I think this guy would really be able to benefit a lot from SEO. You know, is he interested in it? I don't know. Some people are happy to just kind of do a little bit here and there and not do much more. So that's something that you have to consider. Let's try. Let's go to manta.com. Russell Remodeling. I don't know what's. We haven't. I think they had like an LLC. No. Let's see. Contact us. They have an address. No. Let's just say. Let's see if this is them. Maybe this is 6195. Yeah, that's them. 2 employees, $130,000. I mean, a lot of times a general contractor can kind of take on whatever work they want. So this, you know, I think this is a good lead. I can't guarantee that it'd be valuable, but this would be something that I would definitely want to target. I've done my research, and let's see. There's all sorts of different ways that I can contact them. I can role play, let's say, well, actually, this should go here. Role play, if possible, necessary. I could do a DVD mailer into warm call where I kind of basically pull up, and I don't show this, but I talk about the data that I just showed you, like the SEMrush and their age, and I create like a 5 to 10 minute video and then send them in the mail, and the DVD, send a DVD in the mail. And this is going to lead to potentially a warm call, or sometimes they actually even call you. If you get them to, a lot of times if you get them to watch the DVD, you've won. The hardest thing is getting them to watch the DVD. And so another thing I might do is pre-rank some videos. Find something that's like a low competition search phrase that he might be interested in Dallas, like something really specific, and rank something on the first page or high on the first page for that. And then I call him, hey, you know, I've got your market, that I'm attracting your market. Would you like me to send them to you, basically? And that's a good way to break the ice really quickly. It's kind of too easy. I would call this kind of easy cold call / it's actually kind of a warm call. It's not really a warm call, but it's kind of the same. These calls are about the same. Yeah, they're not the easiest thing to make in the world, but you know, you have your goals, right? You've set some goals that have strong whys behind it. You know, I really don't like driving around my clunky car. You know, I really don't like living in a really crappy apartment or in a bad part of town, or, you know, basically being homeless or whatever. You know, I don't like it, and so I'm willing to do what it takes. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing illegal. It's not morally wrong. Yeah, it's hard to do, and it makes you kind of nervous. But once you get over that, it just makes you feel great when you actually do it and go after it. So that's kind of what I would do, and I think that's it.